So Dr. Baumia says that the government has not done anything.
And Dr. Mahama says that the government do all.
Oh, the president is not.
President Mahama, sorry. I'm throwing around.
Is listening.
I'm throwing around PhDs.
Question though. So if one government says that now I'm not going to spend, I'm going to tighten ABCD. I'm going to do ABCD. And that results in an outcome, which is part of the reasons why the city is appreciating now. Can it be construed as the government has not done anything?
So what?
Or we expect the government to spend, make payment. So since they are not making that, and they are not doing what you expect, it means the government has not done anything.
So I guess what you are asking is it still not a strategy?
Yeah.
Doing nothing also not a strategy?
Well, I'm sure then the question is the sustainability of that strategy
exactly
within the long term. And so, what we are experiencing currently, it is true that there is actually increased gold exports. And increased gold export only means increased supply of dollars of forests into the country. Now, while there's increased gold exports, which means increased supply, the other question where you get the vice president coming in is the point, former vice president, is the point about our expenditure. So how much are we spending? Now, you may have heard Professor Godfrey Bockbing over the period make the point that the country is operating at, say, 50%. And the moment it begins to operate at, say, 100%, there could be a challenge with the dollar, with the cedi. And you've heard, all the others make the point, even those who have predicted the cedi ending the year at 14, 15, cedis to the dollar, is all because of how we're going. Now, consistently, yesterday, Kojo Boateng, you and I were talking about the energy minister needing to solve the problems and not explain the problems to us. What you hear him saying consistently is the need to buy fuel.
Now he says they bought fuel.
Now they've bought fuel.
And they are discharging the fuel.
Now, even though I disagree with the 1.1 billion figure that he brought, because that 1.1 billion figure per the data in front of us, 1.2 billion is for the whole year, based on the Energy Commission's thing. You would see that within this period, government has actually, what a strategy could be, has been, is not to throw in too much money. So once you are not paying a lot of, you're not buying so much oil, even if you need that, which may have led to issues in the past, you have enough dollars. So coupled with the Bank of Ghana's least intervention, and when you listen to the interview that George Riafe had with the governor, the first deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana, he doesn't deny some minimum intervention. So these things are helping, coupled with the dollar's struggles globally. So the gold purchases, the gold exports, is helped.
Yep.
That is not in doubt.
Yeah.
And also the fact that when a new government comes in and says, hold on, I need to have a good idea of how much it is that we need to spend, and a halt on a lot of payments is also helping the Ghana cedi. Yeah, so that's what you see. And we've also talked about the fact that, cumulatively, for instance, if you were to compare our imports for 2025, you'd see from, January to February, that's the data I have from the Bank of Ghana Summary of Economic and Financial Data, it's $2.673 billion. If you're to compare that same period last year, it's $2.49 billion. That would show you, say, an increase of about $180 million. But you then would also ask, over that period, what has been our inflows? Our inflows from gold alone has been substantial.
Yep.
The 2.9 billion from the amount that we got. Let me just actually show you, get you the figure. I like to quote these figures. Let me get it from the Gold Board figures,
website,
which I put here. Let me just get it for you. Okay, there you go. I have it here. Okay, so let me just share with you that figure, and it will tell you, for instance, how much we've made over the period.
So let me help you. So April's performance builds on a strong start to the year, with the total gold export earnings from January to April 2025 already exceeding $2.7 billion. Well ahead of the $2.19 billion recorded in all of 2023.
Exactly. So you see, that $2.726 billion that we received is more than the total amount that we received in the whole of 2023. In 2024, for instance, the total amount we received was $4.616 billion. Now, we've actually talked about the fact that gold exports in Ghana in the whole of last year was at $10 billion, and that accounted for more than 50% of our total exports. But this actually includes large-scale exports as well. What the Gold Board is telling us they're doing is that they've had discussions with these large mining companies to sell, say, 20% of their gold also to them, which would improve also our foreign exchange earnings. This is the point. The price of gold also within the period has gone up. The price of cocoa is also gone up. So internationally, a lot of things are working for us. But this is it. For me, once things are working for us, internationally and everything, I say you cannot take away the government's, you cannot take away credit from the government. So I won't take away credit from the government. It is the same way. If it goes down, you don't come and tell me international factors.
External factors.
No. So this is my point. I mean, the point I'm making is that there are external factors. The price of commodity prices have gone up, so they're helping us, and so we're building our reserves. It moved from 8.9 billion at the end of the year to 10.6 billion. Please, as you take credit for all of these things, note that the Cedi is predicted to end the year at between 14 to 15.5 Ghana cedis. At that point, don't come back and tell us what the external factors have been.
I think, Winston, the caution should rather be, as you take credit for now, be warned that if you don't do the right things, we could go back to 15.
Yeah.
So put the right strategies in place so that we continue to gain from this.
Because they are denying that we will go back that high. They are saying we will not go back to 15.
To be very honest with you, if we do not put in place correct strategies, if we continue like this, trust me.
So that's my point.
That's how we're going to end
that. If they are insisting today that because of how good they are as managers of the economy, we will not go back to 15. If they are saying that, then when we go back to 15, it is their fault. I hope you get the point I'm making.
I get the point.
Because they insist that we won't go there. That means that they believe they have control. And they are the ones who will determine and ensure that we don't go there.
And I say,
so if we do, it's their fault.
For me, Ghana was sick and we went to the hospital. We've been given painkillers to give us immediate reprieve. But the pathogens causing the sickness, we need to clear them out of the system and apply the lifestyle changes. The government has given us the painkiller now, which is working. We need to clear the bottlenecks within the economy, which results in these things, and apply better sustainable strategies so that we keep winning in this regard to keep us all going.
Can I just say this before we go for the break? That this Gold Board is also an opportunity for us to seek further accountability. Okay, we are told that they have exported so much gold in this first quarter, right? And that has shored up our Cedi. Well, good for them. But can we also have a list of the companies they bought the gold from? Can we know that? Can we know how much gold they bought from each one? Can we know when these companies were licensed? Can we know if they have EPA permits, whether they are doing responsible mining? Like, can we get some transparency, some accountability? Can we see what you are doing? So that at the end, you don't just come and throw figures at us, which are actually being fueled by Galamsey. Can we not do that? Because we want to rebuild our economy, but we don't want to destroy our ecology while we're doing it. So if we can get some accountability, some numbers, names, figures that we can all go and verify. We can all go to the mine and go and see that yes, these people are actually mining responsibly and government is buying from them, and therefore we are not destroying our environment just to collect political funds.
Yeah, so I mean, my point is simply this: lots of factors, and even the finance minister admits these factors. He knows that this is all not down to the Gold Board. So, look, let's be cautious. Let's be very cautious, because I don't want the case where we come back tomorrow and sing a different song.
Yeah. All right.
The conditions are favorable. We'll take advantage of it. But as you take advantage of it, you prepare for a worse day.
Exactly.
Okay.